For today's video, we'll be taking a look at a new mainstream microATX motherboard from Gigabyte that's targeted at you anime waifu lovers, the Gigabyte B850M AORUS Elite WiFi7 ICE-P. Sporting support for the latest Ryzen 9000 series of processors, as well as the Ryzen 8000 series of APUs and CPUs, and the older Ryzen 7000 series of CPUs. This board should also in all likelihood support AMD's upcoming Zen 6 lineup of processors on the AM5 socket. As you might have surmised, this board is targeted at white-colored PC builds and introduces Gigabyte's new anime waifu mascot called Ari. Let's take a closer look at the specs of this board to see if it's any good. To recap, AMD launched its Zen 5 Ryzen 9000 series of processors back in August 2024 and the high-end X870E and X870 chipsets for the AM5 platform back in end September 2024. January 2025 then saw the arrival of AMD's mid-range and entry-level 800 series chipsets in the form of the B850 and the B840. Now, as some of you might be aware, Gigabyte's released a slew of new X3D motherboards as part of the brand's refresh of its AM5 motherboard offerings over the past 2 to 3 months, where I've covered some of these boards in my earlier videos. The refreshed X3D lineups been centered around the AMD X870E chipset and brought improved features in anticipation of the arrival of AMD's next-gen Zen 6 processor offerings that will launch in due course. The B850M AORUS Elite WiFi7 ICE-P is not really a part of the said refresh and is very similar to the Gigabyte B850M AORUS Pro WiFi7 that I did a walkthrough for some time back, where with the ICE-P, the board is white in color instead and decked out with no shortage of anime waifu motifs. With that in mind, the board comes in a box that has an illustration of Ari emblazoned on the front amidst an oriental-inspired landscape. Moving over to the rear of the box, we get the usual summary of specs for this board. We'll take a closer look at these specs later on in this video. On a side note, if you're new to the AOK Tech channel, do consider subscribing so as to keep up to date with the latest product releases in the PC hardware world. With that, let's have a look at the contents of the box. First up, we get a Wi-Fi antenna that comes with the new Wi-Fi Easy plug connector. As we're setting aside the board for the moment, you'll notice that even the anti-static bag containing the board has Ari motifs printed on it. That's some nice attention to detail right there. Okay, let's set aside the board for now to see what else has been included. First up, we get two SATA 3 cables. And these are accompanied by a G connector that simplifies the process of hooking up your PC's front panel connectors to the motherboard. A nice quality of life feature to have for sure. Moving on, we get two packs of rubber pads that can be used to add additional support for your double-sided or single-sided M.2 drives, as well as a multilingual installation guide. We do also get a regulatory information leaflet that also has a motif of Ari emblazoned on the front, all rounded off by a sheet of Ari-themed stickers. Onto the board itself, we see that Gigabyte has gone for a white and silver aesthetic with splashes of black and orange for contrast, where we get a white-colored PCB and silver heatsinks decked out with lots of oriental-inspired motifs. The board comes with an integrated I/O shield design, and over on the rear, we see that Gigabyte's included more oriental-inspired AORUS motifs for added visual interest. Fans of integrated aesthetic LEDs for their motherboards will be pleased to note that Gigabyte's included RGB LEDs beneath the chipset heatsink like so. The board features a 6-layer PCB design, and Gigabyte's included 12+2+2 power phases with 60 amp power stages. The B850 chipset has a single chip design, and the said chip sits beneath this passive heatsink right here. For M.2 drive cooling, Gigabyte's got you covered with a single large heatsink that provides coverage for the two M.2 drive slots that this board comes with. For memory support, the B850M AORUS Elite WiFi7 ICE-P comes with 4 DDR5 slots that as of the time of publishing this video, comes with support for up to 256GB of RAM and the DDR5 8200 standard. In terms of front panel USB connectivity, we get a USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type-C front panel header next to the RAM slots, and near the SATA ports found near the bottom edge of the board, a single USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A front panel header that provides support for up to 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A ports. We do also get 2 USB 2.0 front panel headers, with each header providing support for 2 USB 2.0 Type-A ports, for a total of 4 ports. Some interesting features to highlight. Back at the top of the motherboard, we get a reset button, also termed a multi-key button by Gigabyte, which can be reprogrammed from within the BIOS to serve other purposes, as well as a set of debug LEDs that can help with troubleshooting PC startup issues. We do also get a traditional 2-pin reset header that you can hook up to a reset switch. Moving further down, right next to the 24-pin ATX power connector, we get an onboard HDMI 1.4 port that forms part of a feature that Gigabyte calls Sensor Panel Link. Sensor Panel Link is a great quality of life feature that taps on the trend of end users having a small LCD display screen as part of one's PC case so as to display vital PC statistics or even animated videos of their choice. The said HDMI port supports a maximum display resolution of 1920 by 1080 at 30 Hz. Moving to the bottom edge of the board, we get a TPM header for an optional discrete Gigabyte TPM module, as well as a clear CMOS header right here. In terms of expansion slots, this board comes with a PCIe 5.0 x16 slot for a graphics card. This very slot features Gigabyte's PCIe UD slot design that reinforces the slot for use with heavy graphics cards. As can be seen, the slot also comes with the PCIe Easy Latch Plus feature that helps make removing a graphics card from the slot less of a painful affair. We do also get a full-length PCIe 3.0 x16 slot that operates at X4 mode. Do note that PCIe 5.0 is only supported when you have a Ryzen 9000 series or Ryzen 7000 series processor installed. It's worth noting that the Ryzen 8000 series of APUs and CPUs only support the PCIe 4.0 standard. In the storage department, Gigabyte has included 4 SATA 3 ports, with all ports in a right-angled configuration so as to aid with cable management. For M.2 slots, it comes with one PCIe 5.0 x4 M.2 slot and a PCIe 4.0 x4 M.2 slot. Do note that both these slots support NVMe SSDs only. M.2 SATA drives will not work in any of these slots. We've got 2 quality of life features with the M.2 slots. First up, the M.2 heatsink features a toolless design called M.2 Easy Latch Click, which makes removing and reinstalling the heatsink really easy. Next up, we've got M.2 Easy Latch Plus, which makes installing and removing a M.2 drive a toolless affair like so. Again, do bear in mind that PCIe 5.0 is only supported with a Ryzen 9000 series or Ryzen 7000 series processor installed. The Ryzen 8000 series of APUs and CPUs only support the PCIe 4.0 standard. For audio, Gigabyte's included a higher-end Realtek ALC 1220 audio codec. In terms of wired internet connectivity, the board comes with a Realtek RTL8125D chip that provides support for 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet, while Wi-Fi support is courtesy of a Realtek RTL8922AE WIFI7 part that supports the 160 MHz channel width and also serves up Bluetooth 5.4 support. In the cooling and RGB departments, the board comes with 6 fan headers that are located in these regions of the board. Also included are 3 Gen 2 addressable RGB headers and a single 12V RGB header located in these areas. Moving over to the rear I/O, the B850M AORUS Elite WiFi7 ICE-P goes for an integrated I/O shield design, where the said I/O shield also comes with ventilation openings in the form of parallelogram shapes. The board comes with a DisplayPort 1.4 port that supports a maximum resolution of up to 3840 by 2160 at 144Hz, a QFlash Plus button that allows you to update the board's BIOS without needing to install a CPU, RAM or graphics card, 4. USB 2.0 Type A ports, 5. USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C port, a 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet port, 2. USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, with this port here supporting the QFlash Plus feature, Wi-Fi antenna connectors with the new Wi-Fi Easy Plug design, and your usual audio jack connectors. To sum up, the Gigabyte B850M AORUS Elite WiFi7 ICE-P has a pretty mainstream set of features for a mid-range microATX AMD AM5 PC build in white, where the key demographic for this board is really folks who are into the whole anime waifu kind of aesthetic. In this regard, we get a VRM setup that should handle AMD's mid-range AM5 processor lineup decently well, PCIe 5.0 support for both a graphics card and a M.2 drive, 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet with built-in Wi-Fi7 support, a decent assortment of USB Type-C and Type-A connectivity options, along with a whole bunch of helpful features such as sensor panel link, Easy Latch Plus, and so on. One downside that I can think of is the fact that the board uses a Wi-Fi7 module that doesn't support the full 320MHz channel width that you tend to get with higher-end Wi-Fi7 modules. This is something to take note of, especially if fast Wi-Fi 7 networking is one of your key considerations. Also, this board clearly isn't for you if the whole anime waifu aesthetic isn't your cup of tea. On that note, if RE and anime waifus are indeed your thing, you'll want to note that Gigabyte has an ongoing promotion where they are giving away an RE blind box with every purchase of a B850M AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 ICE-P motherboard. This promotion ends on 31st March 2026 and might not be applicable to all geographies around the world, so you might want to check with your local Gigabyte distributor whether this promotion is available in your region. With that, thank you so much for watching, hit the like button and get subscribed if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys around the next time.